気合い入れてこ。 ける。はっ、やってやる。そこ、楽勝だったのです。華麗に倒してあげる。どうしようかな。よし、私の番。はっはっはっ、特別をここに。打ち抜く。はっ、チャンス。一気に畳みかけるよ。よし、私の番。やっ、くらえ。楽勝だったのです。 何かに使えそう。ボンバンバン行くよ。いつでも行ける。さあどう動こう。はっやってやる。私の番。さあどう動こう。楽勝楽勝。負ける気がしないよ。華麗に倒してあげる。どう動こう。はっそこ。さあどう動こう。いつでも撃てるよ。当たって。ま、こんなもんでしょう。戦闘開始だね。さあどう動こう。楽勝だったのです。力がまた一歩強くなる。絶好調ね。最高の気分。行くよ。さあどう動こう。見せてあげる。はっはっやめて。そこ。さあどう動こう。楽勝楽勝。負ける気がしないよ。ボン戦闘開始だね。いつでもいける。 勝だったのです。よいしょっと。よいしょっと。よいしょっと。取っておこう。いつでもいける。カゴどうしようかな。私の番。打ち抜く。よし、私の番。
Alright, come on, chat. Yo, how's it going? So good chat need to pop up.
想定よし。吹き飛んで言ってやる。そこ。さあ、どう動こう。いつでもいける。
Wait a minute. I want to see if I'm coming through here okay. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Alrighty. I don't know what is it talking about for me to do some combo guard. I don't see that on here. Okay, so she's automatically transform whenever something like that would happen?
いつでも撃てるよ。よっ頼れる私に。はっさあどう動こう。ま、こんなもんでしょう。
I was actually kind of surprised. This, the first, I turned all the voices off too because it's only in Japanese. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's happening in battle, and I don't know why, but like in cutscenes, it's cut off from me having conversations any other time. I don't know why they happen in battle. If they're turned off, they're turned off. So, but whatever. But like the first copy of this thing that came out physically, that thing is like, I ended up checking out the prices for it because I was curious because somebody ended up saying that it was like over $200 or something on eBay or some other, or like Macari and whatnot. And I went over there and found out, man, that thing is like over $100, $150, $200 on Macari, and I think also on eBay. The only cheapest one that I saw was on the Vita, and somebody wanted like $29 or something for it, but they wanted like $20 shipping and handling. I didn't even see where it was coming from, but I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Something that freaking small. Styling and racially profiling. Nice. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm really excited for Triangle Strategy that it actually shipped out yesterday, and I already saw a few reviews of it. People are giving it like very high scores. One reason being is because of the branching paths, and there's a lot of story in it. It's almost like playing like maybe like a Japanese strategy RPG version of like a Game of Thrones style story. There's branching paths, like I had mentioned before. They said some chapters will go along without any battles happening, but there is a lot of battles because apparently the few reviews that I saw said that they got over 50 hours in it. And I'm thinking, well, how much of that was actually talking? You know, but apparently there is a lot of battles, but it's also very story heavy as well, especially with different branching paths that you can take. The scalpers of the world unite. Yeah, no kidding, man. But I guess that's another reason why I was also glad that I ended up getting this thing digitally. I got it digitally for like 30 bucks, and which was fine enough for me. I was talking to a guy on the collector's board on Facebook about it, and he had mentioned he did the same thing. Why are you attacking the air, dude? I guess he's just gonna face that way, and I'm gonna go this way. Well, okay. Yeah, what? Wait, what? Okay. So if they spot you, no battle initiates. You just have to try going back by him again. Okay. Well, you see their thingies when you're sneaking.
何これ
So that's good. Man, it's foggy out here. It's so funny. I'm going in run mode, but when I slow down with run, it's like she's just skiing in place. But then I'll just go back to like walk mode, and everything is fine. Seems too dangerous to keep going. Well, where the heck are you supposed to go? Oh, over here? Oh, shite. Move. Move thine booty.
よいしょっと
See, I don't know why in the world that they got voices going on. It doesn't work everywhere, apparently.
よいしょっと
And they don't even have subtitles on screen for when that happens. It's only when you're in cutscenes or having some type of conversation with characters with the subtitles. Oh, for the love of money. I'm gonna have to go under. I told myself I was gonna give Horizon a break because of the fact that I finished the main story mode and I've done a good bit of side stuff, but there's so much other stuff to be able to do in it that I've seen that I was like, I'm just going to give it a break for right now because I want to go to something else. But I'm obviously going to go back and play it and do the other things I want to do in it. That goes without saying. So yeah, that'll come in handy with fixing things. You feel like there's something up ahead? Well, no kidding. With the glitches going on, I wouldn't doubt it. I think that... I wonder if I could get this without him seeing me. Yeah, you go that way, dude. I'm gonna... try to get this for... There we go. Let's go around the other way.
よいしょっと
Apparently this is supposed to take place after the first game, which obviously I haven't beaten the first game yet, but it seemed like it was kind of easy to follow in place of exactly what was going on. Well, at least to start out with. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx getting that stuff, because it's probably going to put me back toward the friggin' beginning of this particular area. Oh, we were found it out. They're letting us go. Yeah, let's turn run on when we're doing this stuff, because it's just going to take us right across the path anyways. It's not going to have us fall, thank goodness. And that's so weird they have that in the music with the freaking static in the voices. I'm like, why? Use the Demon's Cape thing to hide if we took it. The Demon's Cape thing? Wait here while you do that. Yeah.
何かに使えそう。
I thought about doing one of the Atelier games a bit today, but I was like, I was trying to give this series a bit more attention, because the first one, I like barely scratched the surface with that one. So. I wonder if I can probably just fight those things, because they don't have red things around them, so I'm pretty sure I could find them just fine. I'm gonna try that. Well, no, well, then again, maybe not. I think it put me back at the beginning of here, which is fine. I mean, I'd be going back through there anyways. Oh, look, it's our old pal, Metalface. How in the world did you even know I was over here, sir? Girls hauled buggy. Although knowing how Gust is now with their games, even though they put out good games, kind of seems like they're really scrapping the fact of having any English voiceovers, which obviously saves on money. I think the last English voiceover that I know of that they had done was some odd years ago on one of the Atelier games with English dubs. Not really sure, but regardless of that, excuse me. Maybe I should have tried to fight those guys. They didn't have the red thingies around them. Bazinga. That girl needs to know how to use her. She needs to get a ring so she knows how to use the ring. This Sailor Moon style party isn't going to work without all four. You guys fixed the leap, but then again, what if it still keeps coming in? Oh, a trophy. What if it still keeps coming in? And the water fills up and then it breaks through again. You women can't patch for crap. Well, duh. I really wish I could stream on the Twitch, but I have to do a dramatic setup just to make it happen, so I could, or Switch. Did I say Twitch? So I can be able to, oh, that's right, I can't fast forward through actual cutscenes. I have to let them play out. But, that really does seem like a game I would definitely want to end up streaming, especially given with the dramatic story choices and the characters involved and the fact that I'm going to be playing it on the very easiest mode. Excuse me. Hang on a second. Is this an intro sequence? I guess so. I can't pause it yet. Hang on a second. I'll get to the chat in a little bit. Now they do an intro. Why is there no subtitles? It's so weird they don't give subtitles for the intro song. Because all these Japanese games start out with some dramatic anime intro and music. So we're definitely going to have more party members, I guess. It won't surprise me if there's going to be an anime out of this. Well, there's definitely more. Ding ding dong. Come on. Emotions shimmering in the heat. Yeah, welcome to weird subtitle things. Okay, let's see here. Where is the party chat? Hello? Hello? How goes it?
Alright, I would have hopped on sooner, but I saw on my notification you were streaming and immediately popped it up right as I was about to sit down and eat breakfast, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Excellent. Sleep, bed, sofa, first floor. Sleeping. Events story. Okay. So. Oops. So, I could change outfits on the fly. Do they have any that's even worth it? They probably have them running around in bikinis everywhere, because apparently they have those.
Well, I mean, shouldn't be all that surprising, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan don't care.
I do worry about the culture though, because I think this has been a while back, but they did a study that at least 25% of young Japanese men prefer just to have a wife who, and just and take care of business themselves rather than having an actual woman.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that culture. Yeah. Summer uniform. That's the same thing as everyday uniform. Oh, well. Yeah, there's a couple swimsuits. There's 4 of those.
Well,
Let me see.
I used to argue. It's like, man, like, because for female characters, often like the higher level armor they got, the more revealing it was. It's like, how's a woman going to get protected with wearing next to nothing?
Yeah.
And but then I thought about the other side. I was like, well, if that's the higher level, it's because now they're so alluring that they're going to distract their opponent by going, damn, look at that, and then they're going to get their head chopped off without realizing it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one way of looking at it.
取っておこう。
And that's a nice set of. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually kind of glad that my thigh or my knee isn't bothering me today, because I know I forgot to mention it, but when I was working Tuesday near the when it got close near the end of my shift, I was putting out some flooring with one of these guys, and we were trying to put it on a second shelf area, and it's really kind of irksome too, because putting them down on the floor is obviously a no-brainer and much easier to deal with than having to contend with putting it in on a shelf. But they really try to shove stuff in there, and it's like it's kind of hard for it to fit. So we ended up taking all the straps off of it, which we really shouldn't have done, and which we weren't really aware of that. We were just trying to get everything off of it to put it in there, and then as we were putting it in, we had to like take some of them down and move them to make space for it to be able to get in there properly, and when I was moving some of them, one of them had kind of fallen, and I was trying to put my leg up real quick just because it just gently was falling over, so I would just want to kind of catch it so it would stay in place. And when I did, it kind of had fallen a little fast, and I mean, I caught it with my thigh or my knee area, but when it did, I mean, yeah, it hurt, but I didn't, show any type of pain or nothing that I had, but I was like, man, let me go and check this. I went to the bathroom. I was hoping it didn't like bruise me or cut my knee open or what have you, because man, you look at that tile, that stuff in and of itself looks like, okay, this might be kind of light to lift. No, a freaking ceramic tile's heavy as piss, dude. No, even smaller ones. If you get a stack of them, I don't know how much it weighs, but even like one of them or two of them together, depending on the size, can actually be pretty heavy. So, I was wondering how I was going to feel yesterday or today, and I mean, I've been perfectly fine, so luckily that's the case. I kind of have a little slight bit of soreness over on the top of my knee over to the side, but that's only like if it's touched. I mean, I can walk and everything just fine. There wasn't any reason for me to report it because, I mean, it didn't take me down and out, so I don't know why I would go and report something like that for happening.
Yeah. Well, I've learned that you really any type of injury, even if it's small, you should report it, just because it may not seem like a big deal at the time, but if it ends up progressively getting worse, then you're going to want that, and you have to go to the doctor or hospital, whatever. workman's comp,
Yeah.
I remember one time, this is, way, way back. I was working in a restaurant, and I was back here I was working in food prep, and I was having to steam some spinach, and we got one of those high temperature steamers, and you're supposed to, whenever you open it up, you're supposed to let it air out before you grab anything in there. Well, I was in a hurry and opened it up, grabbed the stuff out, burned my forearm, and and at the time I was like, that kind of sucks, no big deal. Well, this was back at the time when I had had my license suspended, so I was walking to work, and it was cold. I was wearing a coat, and I noticed that I was walking to work, and I noticed that there was like flaky stuff falling out of my sleeve, and I'm like, oh man, there must be a hole in my coat or something. It's, the stuffing's leaking out of it. So anyway, I get to work and I take off my coat, and no, it was my skin coming off of my forearm.
Good grief.
And I was like, oh, ooh, like, that ain't good, and because it didn't really hurt all that much, I mean, it just figured I was recovering from, getting a surface burn, and my boss came out there and she goes, what happened to your arm? And I said, I got burned by the steamer yesterday. I said, but I didn't think it was that bad, And she goes, no. She goes, you need to go to the hospital, And I said, are you sure? It don't even really hurt. No. She goes, no. You need to go to the hospital, And I said, okay. So I went to the ER, and they checked me out, and I had 2nd-degree burns.
Good grief.
So, and and of course, my work picked up the tab because workman's comp, so you got to, even if it doesn't seem like a big deal at the time, it's good to report it because, if it ends up turning into something major, you're going to want them to cover it if it happens at work,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, very good point. I guess I just, I guess with, just the way that my frame of mind was, I just didn't really think anything of it.
Well, yeah, I did the same thing, until the next day, and my skin was literally flaking off of my arm,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, because me, I get hurt at work. I was like, what? Pain doesn't bother me, so I can. I mean, well, let me take that back. It's not like it doesn't bother me, but I can deal with it, So if I get hurt at work, get cut, burnt, whatever, I just roll with it, But,
yeah.
Yeah, but in that instance, I'm like, oh, yeah, my arm's literally coming apart here, So, like, I get, and even then, I probably wouldn't have said nothing if my boss hadn't have seen it,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm kind of stubborn that way. I'm like, just walk it off,
Yeah. You stubborn, say it isn't so. But, well, I haven't been here.
Oh yeah, ceramic tile. Yeah, I didn't know if you knew, but ceramic tile is actually what I was putting in my shower.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so yeah, I know all about it. I mean, it's so it's 8-inch by 16-inch tiles, and they are so heavy that you could only. One of the reasons it's taken this long to get it done, because it's still not done yet, is because they're so heavy. You can only do 2 rows at a time, and then you have to let them sit until the glue dries. Because if you put any more than that, it'll put so much weight from above that it'll make them slide off, the bottom ones slide off the wall. So yeah, they are heavy. It's messed up too because we were having a hard time figuring out how we were going to put that tile in the door frame, because the door frame right now is just bare wood, and I thought, yeah, I was like, I don't know, because, ceramic tile, I mean, it's, it's glass, so it's not malleable at all. And so I got to looking, I was like, well, I said, what else can we put there? I was like, I said, maybe we could put some vinyl there. So I was looking on, looking online to see what kind of vinyl I could put down on there. And lo and behold, I came across some vinyl tile that had the exact same design and color scheme as the ceramic tile I'm putting up. I mean, it's identical. And I thought, man, you mean to tell me this whole time I could have just gotten the vinyl version of this and we'd have had this done in no time, because it's not near, it's nowhere near as heavy, So I was kind of mad about that.
Yeah, that vinyl isn't that heavy, and another thing is that they have, well, I imagine maybe it's probably everywhere where it's like this, but at least at Home Depot, from what I know about with the vinyl, there's a few different types. They have some which is like the peel and stick, which is real simple to put in, where it's just, I think it's already sticky, and you just kind of peel it apart and stick it together and put it down to a floor. But when you're putting that down, you don't want to be putting it down, I believe, on a cement floor. You have to actually have, I think, wood or something over it, because I guess it does something or warps the vinyl.
Yeah, well, you have to put it on wood, and you also have to put a sort of laminate over top of the wood before you put the vinyl tile down, because that adhesive on the peeling sticks is not very good.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you have to do a lot of prepping before you put that kind of tile in there.
Yeah. Hey, Death, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? And then there's some other ones where it's interlocking things, where it's interlocking wood for you to be able to snap in place.
Now those are the ones I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, those are the ones I actually got the interlocking vinyl tile to put on my flooring in there. And
yeah.
And that's really good because it's waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
So you get out in the shower and you're the messy type. Don't let it dry off before you get out.
Yeah.
You can get away with that.
The waterproof is definitely something that you'll want to put in bathrooms, because water resistant you don't want in bathrooms, because I've had some people ask me about that. It's a gradual learning process for me when it comes to that stuff. I'm still not up to par with it, but I'm learning little by little, even though I've been there working in that department for a while. But resistant is just going to keep it from staying there, and you don't really want that in there because you could slip easily. But with waterproof, it pretty much doubles up on that.
Well, and with vinyl, especially if you get the right kind of surface on it, it's non-slip. So even if the floor is wet at the time, it'll still keep you from slipping. That's just what I got, because I'm accident prone.
It definitely makes a difference with that. You go into a doctor's appointment. What are you going to the doctor's appointment for? Well, you don't have to say. That just came out as me asking. It ain't none of my business if you don't want to share.
Yeah, he might have to go get certain orifices checked he might not want to mention.
Yeah, that could happen. The Lord knows I had to do that some odd months ago when I had that kidney stone. I had another guy at work that was telling me about one that he had passed recently, and was talking about it. And he's like, hey, I took pictures of it and I actually name them whenever I have them. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah, I put them in little jars in my basement.
Yeah, exactly. But I told him, I said, when it happened to me, I said, I went and took him to the urologist to get them all checked out. He said, I did the same thing so they could kind of determine exactly what it is that ended up causing it. So, well,
I'm still not used to having a mic on my headset because I've gone so long without one.
Yeah, that can happen. Just have to learn about spatial awareness when it comes to those things. Primary doctor, because you're an adult now. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, wait until you get in your mid-30s and later. I'm a couple years away from 40, and things have been kind of going downhill for the past few years. Not because I don't try to take care of myself, but it's just I could take care of myself a little bit better. But then again, old age
Yeah,
also
that,
creeps up on you.
yeah, that little Debbie's a bitch. You know.
Yeah. Well, luckily we don't have any of those in the house. But you know, sometimes when you're out and about and you get tempted, you
Yeah.
might end up picking one up.
Yeah, go to fill up your gas tank. You're thinking, you know.
Yeah, you'd be paying more for gas than you would a little Debbie. So from what I heard, it's like almost freaking $4 a gallon, man. I'm like, that's freaking crazy. That's one reason why I'm glad I'm not one of those cruising types of people. I'm a person where I just go to work and I come home, and if I need to go out to get something somewhere, then so be it. But, I mean, you know, Tanya's so used to everything around here, more so than I am. So if we go anywhere, I mean, I'm going with her. So...
Yeah. Yeah, well, in my older age, I've gotten to be a bit of a homebody. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll just, you know, the only time I leave the house anymore is just like if I need to go to the doctor myself or whatnot, and then or go go visit Scorsy or something every couple of months. But other than that, it's like I'm home and leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much kind of the way that it is with me. I mean, I do like to get out and go places and do stuff every once in a while or what have you. But I'm not somebody where I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go somewhere. I feel like the walls are closing in on me. You know, I've never been that way. I've always mainly been like a home type of person, except wanting to go out and get some air every once in a while. Go somewhere, like in the past years back when I used to go to movies, but I don't really bother with theaters nowadays for many reasons. But going out, like doing a little bit of shopping or something somewhere, that's something different. But ultimately, that's just how it is for me, I suppose.
Yeah, well, everything I like to do is here at the house, so I don't have
Yeah, well,
to
that's
really
true.
go nowhere.
Yeah. It's like the way that it is with me too. Yeah.
Got my music, got my movies, and got my video games. Hey, I'm good. And I got
Exactly.
I got my food, so.
Yeah, precisely. Well,
I'll tell you one good thing about the pandemic is a lot of places, like a lot of the grocery stores and stuff around here, have started their own curbside pickups, and even there's a couple that'll actually deliver. So it's like, if I didn't have any of the kids to go get stuff for me, it's like, I could literally just have the grocery store deliver my food. So I don't even have to.
oh yeah. Yeah, the only thing that sucks though about that stuff is the delivery fee.
I mean, well, for delivery fees like $5.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Dang, I should get up to higher. Okay, yeah, she's getting higher. Oh, never mind. She does auto attack. Time is it? Okay.
Hear me in my schoolgirl uniform.
Subtitles, please. Holy guacamole. I guess they got to get up to certain levels before they even bother to go higher up in terms of their skills of transformation or double attacks. Oh, never mind. Well, there's already an auto attack on with that. I guess they do automatically attack if you take too long. But dadgummit, come on, you could have hit me up to level 7 already with these chicks. Well, I got all of that one filled out, so that's something. One of the side quest things. I wonder if I missed something in the configuring. No. Autosave, yeah, auto select item. Once per exploration for reflector transformer information animation. That once per extra. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Wait a minute. Audio's all the same there. Okay. Alright. Now, what the heck? What do you mean? That was weird. Something going on with some text flying out of my butt and then going over there to that side. I'm not going to actively go off the path to find certain things from before because I don't see any real point at press time besides fulfilling some of the side stuff. Sucker! Sound like a bird. What in the world? Why in the world? So if they pass by me, it ends up knocking me back at the combo thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, level up. Okay, so she's already stuck there. Man, I don't know what's going on with work. With him having me on for like 6 days straight. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, because it's like from now. It's like from now. I was off yesterday, so I'm not actually off again until yesterday again, like on Wednesday. I'm not off again until next Wednesday, and the time that I'm working is the same time every day except for Sunday, which is from 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock. So what I'm going to do for church is probably just catch the online service. I mean, we could end up going, but I'd have to end up going, like, basically, when we got out of church, it'd probably be about like 12:15. So we'd have to go get something to eat or whatever, and then I'd have to go immediately on to work. So I kind of don't want to be rushed when it comes to that either. I want to be able to eat at home, especially eat before I go into work, because I know I'm going to take something with me, but I don't know if Tanya's going to go to the Thursday night service tonight, or if she's just going to watch the online service with me Sunday. Because she talked about going to the Thursday evening service, you know, like if I would ever have to work on Sundays or something, I guess, depending on what time it would be that I would be going in. So
Yeah,
I kind of...
oh, good.
I was just wondering, like, what in the world it was up with that anyways, because, like, mainly I had been off on weekends for a long while now, but there had only been a couple instances where I probably had to work a weekend day. But now it's like, this weekend, and then the next weekend, I'm going to be working. Actually, I think this weekend is both days, but then the next weekend I think is just Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. But but it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much is going to be the same time that it's been being from like 2 to 10:30. Which is good, you know, being able to work full-time hours. But man, like, you got me working full-time hours, but you're not giving me these freaking benefits. It just,
Yeah.
jeez, man.
Oh no, you got to watch that because I remember back at the last job I worked, they were cutting people's hours because if you could only get a benefits package if you work full time, right? So what they were doing is they were cutting people's hours to where, like, I think after a month or two, that, the average hours put them below full time, so they lost their benefits. And then once that, and so they got classified as part time, and then they started scheduling them full time hours while staying at part time status, so they couldn't get their benefits back.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch some of these companies, man. They'll do you dirty.
よし、私の番。
Oh, so I was doing like 3 at a time?
くらえ。
Yeah, it was 3 at a time.
ほら、頑張って。楽勝だったのです。
What an odd place to have a zipper. Okay, so obviously I did not get into any fights over in these particular areas, so...
どっからでもかかってきなさい。さあ、どう動こう。
Weak against that, that's good. So now it's showing me weaknesses, when it probably could end up doing that earlier in the game?
チャンス。一気に畳みかけるよ。
Knocked down out of nowhere.
I take it Game Pass has lost its luster a bit.
どう動こう。
No, it hasn't lost its luster at all. It's just that there's been things that I've been playing on here that's kind of had me a bit more invested. But, you know, I can only play like one thing at a time. Because like yesterday, for example, I ended up downloading Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns on Game Pass, and I started playing that a bit, but then Tanya and I watched another episode of Book of Boba Fett after she got back from her class at church.
So what do you think about that show? Because I haven't watched it, and to be honest, after a lot of the commentary and reviews I've heard about it, I don't think I'm going to bother. What did you think?
Well, I mean, we've only seen 3 episodes so far, and I mean, from what I've seen, it seems like it's okay. I mean, it's not, in terms of storytelling, it's not like extremely gripping or crazy or, you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to this show. I mean, if that was the case, we would have already finished it. But, I mean, for what it is, it feels like it's almost like summer movie popcorn variety kind of stuff, you know? And, I mean, it's alright. It's alright with me. You know, I guess you could say it's entertaining for what it is, at least as of now. So I guess we'll just see what'll happen as time wears on with it. But oh well, I was just gonna say that like last night, for example, I ended up finishing that Vikings Valhalla show, which actually, you know, there's already going to end up being another season with the way that it ended. So that right there was like one of those shows that had held my attention the whole entire time, and I really stuck with it the whole time because of how interesting it was. But then again, it's like I said before, you know how I am. I'm a sucker for medieval dramas and medieval action games. So, what in the world? Something about bullying. So would I have to actually go through these things to end up seeing what they are? I suppose, or for them to open up somewhere else within the area? That's what it feels like. But anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
I'll tell you, I'm really disappointed that they haven't been able to come out with a decent, like, cyberpunk-esque type of show. You know, it's like you almost have to go back to the '90s or maybe even the early aughts and to, you know, find a show that was at least in that setting. Like I think, like when I was watching Total Recall 2070. You know, I mean, yeah, the show was low budget. The acting wasn't like super top notch, but it was sufficient. You know, and you know they really like nailed the whole, you know, the whole aesthetic and you know, the class system and, you know, big corporations, you know, controlling everything and stuff. I mean, they were faithful to the cyberpunk lore in that regard. You know, and it's just a shame that we can't get something like that nowadays. Like, and I don't understand why. Like, I mean, the technology we have to create those aesthetics is better than ever, and yet nobody wants to do it.
Hang on a second. Oops. I'm gonna do something here real quick. Let's turn this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. You went there for nothing. Didn't tell you needed your ID. Well, that's a load of crap. What kind of ID? Like your driver's license ID or something, or doctor ID or what have you?
I was gonna say, if you drove up there to the doctor, would you have your ID though?
Well, I guess not unless you take public transportation or somebody drives you.
Yeah, well, that's true. I just figured since he talked about being an adult that he would have had his license. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so funny to me with the thing with the Vikings Valhalla show on Netflix. I think I had told you this before, but the intro sequence looks like, in terms of the color scheme and what they got going on with it, looks like the way that it does on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I thought was like hilarious. I was like, yeah, I think somebody's been playing that game to end up coming up with that color scheme with the way that it looks on the game. Motor vehicles are death machines. Yeah, that's true. They definitely can be.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're an idiot and you get in a car that's made out of, you know, duct tape and shoestring, then sure. But
paper
mache.
Get,
yeah. But like, you know, that's why. Well, at least two of my kids have tanky cars. You know? Like, you know, somebody hits them in that thing, the other person's going to be hurting. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets absolute garbage for gas mileage. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was like driving a tank that's so big. I saw this thing on Facebook yesterday. It was probably fake, but somebody had put up a Russian tank for $400,000 on eBay. Apparently, it was quote unquote stolen.
Good Lord, man. That's funny.
Yeah. But let's see here. What time is it? Okay. It's just like the way it is with me with my car. I'm like, you know what? I just want to get one with good gas mileage, especially today. I want to get one with good gas mileage and that runs properly. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care like sprucing it up or making it, you know, putting more money into it than I would a friggin' house payment, because some of these people put so much money in their cars they could be making a few house payments for what they put on something that could easily be destroyed out on the road.
Oh, it's
So-
well. See, I mean, that's why, you know, when I raise my kids, well, I raise my kids to never be in debt. You know, I said being in debt is the biggest soul killer that you can financially that you can put yourself into. You know, so I raised them to never be in debt. No credit cards, no car loans, no nothing. I said the only acceptable debt is like a mortgage, but other than that, stay out of debt. So they all, you know, just worked their butts off, saved up a bunch of cash, and you know, bought their own cars. You know, and all bought them all used. You know, so you know, it's like my youngest son. He bought this was last year. He bought a 2006 Chrysler 300 for like $7,000. You know, and you know, I mean, yeah, it's an older car, but you know, the gas mileage is not great, but it's okay, and it was well taken care of. You know, so and it runs fine. You know, so I mean, you don't need to buy a new car. You know, when you can get one, that's, I mean, especially how much cars cost now. I mean, I mean, just a basic run-of-the-mill vehicle, you know, just a regular car with nothing special on it costs you at least $20,000. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Too poor to afford driver's ed. Man, you know what? When I took driver's ed, I honestly thought that I probably would never end up taking it, but I ended up taking it when I was in high school at the private school that I had went to, and I don't know if that went towards my school bill or if my father ended up going and paying for it. I don't know, but I had mentioned it to him, and he was like, yeah, he said you definitely need to go ahead and get it. He also ended up wanting to try to sign me up for these classes that were like defensive driving courses, but that never happened, you know, to try to be defensive on the road, so you can look out for yourself and not be, like, I guess, taken advantage of by other drivers, or how they drive or how they are or whatever, and putting yourself in a safe position while you're out there. So,
Man, how much does driver's ed cost where he lives? Couldn't afford it. Man, it's only like $50 here. You know, I mean, good lord. You know, if you
I don't
can't
know.
afford 50, you know, I mean, if you can't afford $50 for driver's ed, then you need to do some soul searching on your finances. You know.
I'm honestly not really sure. I mean, it could, if for anything, it could probably end up going up higher in other areas, possibly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he just became an adult, driver's ed would have been like 2-3 years ago. You know.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, that didn't work. Oh, well, that was another thing I could have gotten into.
But, you know, well, I mean, yeah, you know, people have that fear about being in a car, you know, getting in wrecks and all that. And, you know, I admit, I've been in a few. It ain't fun, you know, but,
Yeah.
you know, being afraid of something, being afraid of the unknown is what keeps you at home broke and miserable, you know?
Yeah, well, it's just like me, for example. The only accident that I've ever been in, since I've actually been driving, was that fender bender that I ended up having. I mentioned to you before, that fender bender I had when I was going through Columbia, when I was coming over here to see Tanya one week, you know, and that was the only one that I had, but that was like That was like a few years ago, and it just stayed on my record, and then it went off after 3 years because obviously, I'm not somebody who drives around like I'm crazy or cruises or nothing like that, and I'm always really careful out on the road. But honestly, yeah. Well, he fell out of the party. Not sure what happened there. Let's see here real quick. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I get it. Well, I'd really hate to cut the stream short because I've got to go to work in like an hour and a half, so I need to get something to eat, and I need to run to the little boys' room as well. So, but I'll be back. I may be back tonight a bit. Oh, no problem. No problem. It's all good with the dropout phone call thing. But anyways, yeah, so I'll probably be back tonight, maybe stream a little bit. If not, I'll end up streaming something tomorrow. But, yeah, I got to go and get things squared away to get ready for work and get something to eat and all that stuff. But, yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out and all that stuff. And once again, anybody checking out the archive version, check me out at MindFlayer37 on Twitter and Ethereal Behemoth on Twitch. And I will go ahead and I'll end up ending this like I always do. Later, taters. Yeah, I have the Twitch. I have the Twitch app. I'll set it up where I can end up getting notifications for when you go live. I need to do the same thing for another friend of mine too, who's local back at home. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll actually do that now so I can make sure it's on there. But anyways, I will go ahead and end this like I always do. Later, taters.